Personalized Journey podcast by EverAfter with Ella Flo and Max Trackwell. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping straight into the 2025 Customer Experience Benchmarks report from EverAfter. Think of this as, well, your inside look at what's really happening in customer success right now.
Yeah, and our focus is pretty sharp today. We're really digging into personalization and scalability.
Yeah.
You know, how crucial these are for B2B SaaS as we look towards 2025.
Exactly. And what makes this report credible, I think, is where the data comes from. This isn't just guesswork. EverAfter talked directly to the folks on the front lines.
VPs, heads of CS, the ops leaders, even the CSMs doing the day-to-day work.
And they're from all over the place globally. Startups, huge companies, different industries too, IT, fintech, manufacturing.
Healthcare, media, yeah, a really broad mix.
So yeah, get ready. We're going to pull out the key insights to help you figure out where CS is headed. Okay, let's dive into what I'm calling the personalization paradox.
That's a good name for it, actually, because the report shows this interesting disconnect. Companies rate their own personalization ability at about 6.3 out of 10.
Which sounds okay, like better than average, maybe.
On the surface, yeah.
Yeah.
But then here's the paradox. Only a third, just 33%, say that more than half of their customers actually get a tailored journey.
Wow. Okay, so that's a big difference between what they think they're doing and what most customers are actually getting.
It really is. And the report kind of hints at this VIP effect.
Ah, right. Like the top accounts get all the attention.
Exactly. The white glove onboarding, the custom QBRs, all that. But then a lot of the other customers, they're getting more, generic stuff, canned emails, standard processes.
And it sounds like the mid-market companies are feeling this pinch particularly hard.
Definitely. They're growing fast, often don't have huge teams yet. Their customer base is sort of too big for everyone to get that VIP treatment manually.
But maybe not quite ready for full-on impersonal automation either.
Right.
What are the blockers?
Top ones are bandwidth, just not enough CSM time and fragmented data.
Yeah.
Not having that single view of the customer.
So it's kind of ironic.
And it points to needing a new way of thinking. Zara Palavani from Merkle talks about this idea of a unified personalization layer across all touch points.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
Basically, using AI to understand the context for each customer and adapting the experience automatically at scale. Something that bridges that gap we're seeing.
Right. Makes sense. So, okay, let's talk more about that time drain.
Yeah, the report is really clear on this. CSM bandwidth, or lack thereof, is the #1 blocker to scaling personalization. 36% said that.
More than data issues, more than not having the right tools.
More than both of those, yeah. And again, the mid-market feels that most 38% of them say routine follow-ups are their biggest time sink.
And what are those routine tasks? Where's the time actually going?
Well, about a third of a CSM's week, according to the report, is spent on things like standard onboarding check-ins, writing follow-up emails, pulling together progress reports.
A third of their week? Wow. That's time they could be spending on more strategic things, right? Really understanding customer needs.
Precisely. Get this, 68% are still using basic CRM lists or even spreadsheets for daily outreach.
68%. Still. Wow, that's very manual.
Very manual. And only 27% are using dynamic segmentation for things like persona-specific or lifecycle-specific playbooks.
Okay, got it. And the report says the teams that are scaling well use twice as many automated workflows.
Yeah, it suggests that more targeted automation makes a real difference. And it's not just about adding more tools either.
Oh, what's the focus then?
Integration. The leading teams are focused on making their core 3 to 5 CS tools work together seamlessly.
And that has a real impact.
Huge impact. It cuts down the average number of manual tasks per CSM each week from 28 to just 12.
28 down to 12.
Exactly. Joshua K. Pritchett from Okta talks about investing in integrated tools right within the customer interface, making it seamless.
Okay, so automation is key to freeing up time and enabling personalization at scale. Now, let's tackle the big one, AI. Lots of buzz there.
Definitely a lot of buzz. And the report shows a lot of optimism. 72% think AI will be critical by 2026.
72%. That's high. But what's happening now?
Well, that's where the picture changes. Only 32% have even one live AI use case running today. And just 3% say they have extensive AI deployment.
Okay. So big gap between future hope and current reality. What's holding it back?
Actually, the #1 blocker reported is data quality. 27% cited that.
more than budget and skills combined.
Yep. Garbage in, garbage out with AI. If the data isn't good, the AI won't be effective. There's also this thing they call pilot paralysis,
Pilot paralysis, meaning,
meaning nearly half the market is kind of stuck experimenting with AI, but not actually rolling it out widely.
okay. So who is having success? What are they doing differently?
It seems the successful ones are taking a more, let's say, practical approach. They're embedding AI into existing workflows, not trying to build some standalone AI genius.
Like what kind of things?
Things like using AI to help draft success plan updates or summarize product usage for QBRs, or maybe flag accounts that might be at risk of churning, making AI an assistant.
Got it. We've covered a lot from this 2025 benchmarks report. What are the main takeaways?
Well, I think first is that clear gap between wanting personalization and actually delivering it at scale, the
Oh,
personalization paradox.
right. Second, the huge burden of manual tasks is still very real, holding CSMs back.
Definitely. Third, AI has enormous hype and potential, but adoption is slow, mainly because of data challenges and finding those practical use cases.
And fourth, there's a really clear move towards a digital-first CS strategy. Investment is flowing into predictive insights, unified data, automation, and self-service.
Absolutely. Which really brings it back to you, the listener. The core challenge is, how do you bridge that personalization gap in your own context?
Yeah, how do you use automation and AI smartly, effectively, to scale things up?
Without burning out your team or making the customer experience feel robotic.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And maybe here's a final thought to chew on.
Go for it.
As all these manual tasks get automated and more engagement happens digitally, what's left for the humans? What new strategic roles, what uniquely human skills become absolutely critical for CS pros in the next few years?
That's a great question. What does value add look like when the machines handle the basics? Something definitely worth thinking about.